it's Ashley here again today with another video going through the process of putting together my sister's album that I'm loosely calling From Miss to Mrs., and it's just documenting the time between her engagement up until the rehearsal for their wedding. So when I have a big project like this, I like to storyboard. I don't know when I became such a visual organizer, but for some reason this helps. For this particular project, since I knew that I was going to be limited on which page protectors I was using, I went through and I kind of did two things. I looked at what pictures I had, like I gathered them all and put them chronologically in a folder in iPhoto. And then I looked at what I had for the progression of the album, because I wanted it to be mostly chronological. And so from there I kind of got an idea of how the organization of the album would work and what pictures would go where and what size I needed each picture. So I went through and I loosely sketched each spread. So from the opening cover, that's the opening cover, and then the opening page, and from there, all the way through, and I sketched the whole entire thing and ended up with 5 pages of sketches, and it's mostly just where I want each of the each photo and the random ephemera that I have. And so from there, after I did that, to help me to know which photos needed to be which size, because for big projects like this I batch process them through a photo processor. I went through PicMonkey and I used their collage setting, and I did just a mock-up kind of each 2-page spread, and it kind of loosely matches this. And for that I just do a screenshot. I don't save the high-res image. But as you can see, so for the first two, let's see if I can get this on screen. So opening cover, the opening page, this one's going to be their engagement story, and then the pictures, and then, so it all just kind of matches up. After I have each of those done and kind of it mocked up, I grab all the screenshots, and then I open it up and printed it as a contact page. Contact, like icon size. Another option is when you go through your print settings and you have all the files selected, you can print how many of each one you want on each page. So for this one I would say, I want 16 images per page, and so that's what I have here. I could have done it so it was 9 and it matched the sketch more, but because I had so many spreads, I think I ended up with 41 spreads total. I just didn't want that many extra pages. And then I just print it fast economy through my printer, which is like the fastest, most ink saving thing, just so I have an idea. And as you can see, there's little check marks. So I printed all my 4x6s out at once. And also what I did is I put 3x4s onto a 4x6, and I also put 6 of the 2x2s each on a 4x6. And so as I was doing each of those, I kind of put a check mark to make sure that I had all the photos that I needed to have. And so once I got those back from the photo processor earlier today, I knew where everything went. So that's kind of how, kind of why I did this, is so I know where everything goes. I can put it all in, and then as you can see, there's a lot of white space, and so that's plenty of space for me to kind of fill in the gaps with different embellishments, different cards. And so these are just where I know that I want photos for now. And it also gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I decide to change my mind. But I know for sure this is pretty much where I want a lot of this stuff to go. So it makes pulling all my pictures out and putting them in super easy. Also, it keeps me from having to buy duplicates of page protectors, because like I said, I ended up doing, I don't even have that insert here anymore. I ended up with, you know, just about 30 in pocket pages. The 10 that came with the kit, the 10 of the normal sizes that come in a Snapbinder variety kit, and then 10 of the Insta pocket pages. So I didn't want to plan to, you know, to have a layout for pocket pages that I didn't necessarily have. So that's another reason why I do this kind of organization. And so now that I have all of those pictures, I can go through. Okay, I ended up with a stack this big of pictures. As you can see, regular 4x6s, and then I know there's some like the 3x4 and the 2x2s. And so now I'll go through and I'll print up some of the, not print up, I'll cut up some of these smaller ones and put them where they need to go as I fill in the gaps with all of these other ones. And so that's kind of how it is. I'm going to pause this to kind of keep you from having to deal with watching me cut all of these out, and then I'll go through and I'll kind of show you how the next step of putting everything in. Okay everyone, I'm back and I have some of my photos cropped down to the right sizes, and I'm just going to go through and show you how I use, you know, my little layout to put everything in. So bear with me, I'll probably speed this up. And okay, so this is going to be sped up, and besides my excessive talking with my hands on the video here, I'm just sliding things into pockets using my little layout thing. And one thing you'll see is that there's some longer rectangles on that sheet, and those are just spreads where I accounted for using the photo flips that I had talked about in the one of the previous videos. And since I'm not putting together the album right now, I'm just putting the photos in so that they're there when I go to sit down and put together the album. I didn't want to put the photo flips in just yet because they do have an adhesive on there that blocks the pocket. Here I'm talking about the 6x8 layout I'm going to make, and on the back side of that layout I'm going to make a faux 3x4 pocket page. And also in this area there's going to be this 4x6 inserted, but I wasn't quite sure what the back of that was going to be, so I put it in that 6x8 pocket as well. There's a couple spots in this album where I'm going to do similar things with a 6x8 layout and then a fake pocket page on the back. And so here I'm also showing again more of the photo flips and how I'm just sticking photos in the pocket until I put those photo flips on there. And again, another insert where I don't quite know what the back's going to be, so I'm just sliding that picture into the pocket. And that's the nice thing about using these my little layout thingies, is when I go to sit down to put everything together, I know why that page is in that pocket, or that photo's in that pocket, and I know why all of the photos are in those 6x8 pockets, and I know what I'm doing with them. They're there so that when I can put those flips on there or put that insert in, I have it ready to go. Again, another situation with a large format photo and flips. And then for some reason I left in this section where I'm cropping photos. These I had printed by 4x6, and then I'm just trimming them down to 4x4 squares. Oh man, me in this photo. You can barely tell. It's me and my son in a ride at Disneyland, and I thought maybe I just wanted him and my face in there for the 4x4, and then I was thinking maybe I would chop my head off, but I didn't really like the look of my head chopped off, and I didn't like the look of his hands chopped off, so I put it to the side for later. I'll reprint that and then either decide to keep it as a 4x6 and put something else in that 4x4 pocket. It is part of a series that's going to go on a photo flip on the other side of this right hand page that I'm working on right now. And again, just tucking those photos in so that when I go to sit down and do this, put all the bits and pieces in, they'll be there. And that's why I put the one facing the wrong way. And the rest of this video, I think I'm just sliding photos into pockets. One thing you're going to see me do besides just sliding photos in is I had a picture of me, my mom, and one of my sisters that I really liked, but it didn't crop down to a 2x3, and it wasn't really a good enough quality to have as a full-size photo, so I just trimmed it. I printed it as by 2x3, and then I trimmed one edge and I put it in 2 pockets instead of just one, and I will mirror that look up in the right hand corner of that particular page, and I'll be sure to point that out in an upcoming video. The rest of this, like I said, is me just sliding pictures into pockets. In a second here, I will be slowing it back down to real time, and you'll get to see me kind of flip through. I don't know why I was flipping through, but you'll kind of just see how everything is put in there. Okay, so that is it for day 1. And so I have, as you can see, I put all those photos in, and I'm just going to keep going, but you get the idea of what's going on here, just following my little mock-ups that I made and inserting photos into pages. And hopefully the next video is going to be of me doing some processes. Stay tuned.